On a particular project, pro and con, each has 10 minutes to speak. All comments should be about the project being presented. This is not a venue for personal grievances. If you hear the gavel, you are out of order, and if you persist, you will be removed from the meeting. Once your request is heard and the board's decision is rendered, you may leave the meeting. However, if you have questions for staff, please wait until after the meeting is over to ask them, or you may contact staff at the office on the following day. Once testimony and discussion for a particular item is concluded, the members of the board will deliberate and render a decision. Members with a personal or financial interest in any project are required to recuse themselves from voting. All decisions by the Architectural Review Board are final. A person having a request for a certificate denied by the board may appeal such denial to the Montgomery County Circuit Court. Any such appeal shall be filed with the Circuit Court within 30 days of the receipt of the notice of the final decision of the board. We have 6 members present? Yes. All right. It takes 5 votes to pass a motion. Because of the number of board members present, if you'd like to delay your request, please let us know the time your request is announced. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce members of the Architectural Review Board. Starting over here at the left, Colley Bell, Sam Yaus, Elizabeth Brown, Katie Williams, Hillary Morgan, and John Hayden. Our land use staff who's here today is Paula Wade, yes, Warren Adams, all right. Our new Historic Preservation Coordinator is here for the first time tonight, Sean Rose. Sean, will you stand up so they can see you? Right. So if you have any questions, call Sean. He's here. Russell Stringer and Orem Snow. All right. First project tonight is Daniel Johnson, Capitol Heights, 101 South Capitol Parkway.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. You follow directions well. You adjusted the microphone. Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm here because I installed a privacy fence. Right when I moved in, I didn't know that I had a hearing or anything. So I'm here to keep my fence, and I have a fire pit in the back, and I wanted to put some pea gravel on the ground so that I wouldn't mess up the grass, and I would keep that on. Well, I would surround the gravel with stones. Mm-hmm. And I also wanted to fill in, if you could go to the driveway, it's 2 paved lanes. I kind of wanted to fill that in with the pea stone gravel as well, just, I guess, to keep the weeds down. And
okay. It's hard to get anything to grow in that strip. Yes.
Yeah, it's very muddy as well.
Yep. All right. Is there anyone from the audience to speak to this project? Did we have any communication from the Cottage Hill Foundation?
This is Capitol Heights.
Capitol Heights, I'm sorry.
No, ma'am.
All right. Any comments from the board? May I have a motion then?
I move to approve as submitted.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Kelly Colley, the Garden District, 1919 Norma Bridge Court.
Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right, so our company actually purchased this property back when we closed on, I think, May 30th. It went under contract on May 2nd. We were immediately notified by Ms. Holloway to cease activity on the property on the outside. We had contractors over at the property, I think it started on June 12th. There's a shed that was in the backyard that needed to be removed because of it being a safety issue. But when we purchased the property, it was not disclosed to us by the agent, Pat Manning, that the ARB had already been in touch with him and the previous owner in regards to some repairs that were done prior to us purchasing the home. So the repairs that were done, or the modifications that were done to the home, was the columns, the ornate columns on the front of the house, were actually blocked in and the shutters were removed. We actually came in after the bid was approved from our side and actually painted the front door. But like I said, once we were notified, of these items, then we ceased all activity on the exterior of the house. We are wanting to just completely remove the shed because it is dilapidated. There's no fixing this. There is no intention of us actually building anything back on that slab. We would like to actually install an above-ground pool with a deck that surrounds the property, and then also create a walkway to the pool area.
All right. Any comments from the audience on this project? Come forward. You can use that microphone or this one, either one.
Good evening. I'm Nelson Smith, representing the Garden District Preservation Association. We would like the changes reversed, specifically the shutters and the ornate columns returned to the structure. This would be in keeping with the historical character of the Garden District. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments?
Ms. Colley, the columns and shutters were removed, or the columns are changed and the shutters removed prior to your company purchasing the home?
That's correct, and this was disclosed to us after a conversation with Ms. Paula, and it's even documented on the documents that I have here. Apparently, the ARB had tried to get in touch with the previous owner in regards to these changes, and then also actually spoke with the previous agent. That was not disclosed to us.
And I'm not surprised. That happens more than it ever should. And the problem I have is, you purchased it, it was already done.
Mm-hmm.
This is not, if you had done it or your company had done it, that'd be an entirely different thing. I would have no problem in having it put back the way it was. And I want just to explain to Mr. Smith about, you purchased the property, changes have been made. I'm not sure the board's authority to force a new owner to put it back the way it was. Certainly, if you came in and wanted to do that, we would encourage it. But as far as the building, the photographs indicate that, I've had to take down an outbuilding recently myself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of rot, dry rot, termite damage. Are you going to leave the pad?
We are going to leave the pad there, but there's no any inclination that we're actually going to rebuild on that slab.
Okay. Well, once your company sells the property, it's a nice looking property, probably won't have much trouble doing that. Please inform them if they'd like to put a new shed back there, they need to come up and see us.
I most definitely will.
Okay.
Stated in your remarks, there's a note about a ground pool in the rear yard.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a request?
Yes.
Yes, mm-hmm. And I actually submitted pictures of the plans. I don't know if y'all have got that or not.
Yeah.
There is a tree, I did want to mention, there was a tree that one of the, I think the opposing neighbor to the left of the property, had called in, and made some complaints about the limbs hanging over. I think Russell, is that who it was? Yeah, he actually went out to the property and determined that the tree is dead. We do have approval to take that tree down.
Courtney, can you turn him on? Can you turn this mic on?
Not the tree in the picture right there. There's one off to the side. It's dead.
Good reason to cut it down.
I never like to disagree with neighborhood associations when they bring concerns, but I think that the shutters that were on this house were, I mean, I would call them trailer shutters if you forced me to give you an opinion of them. They were too long and too tall, and they didn't fit the windows. A shutter ought to look like it's going to close over the window when you put it up. So I don't see any need for you to put the shutters back up. I don't see any problem with the columns that you've got there either. Certainly, there was plenty of wrought iron columns that were popular when this house was built. There's still plenty on that street. I think that what you've got there is perfectly fine. Plus, I agree with John. It's, even when you're getting federal tax credits on a project, you're not responsible for the previous owner's faults. You bought the building in the condition it's in, and you move on from there. If it were, you know, a 1840s Greek revival house that had the shutters removed, I might be pressing you to put the shutters back, but that's not what this is. They were just decorative and in terrible shape when they took them down. Any more comments from the board? May I have a motion?
Move to approve as submitted.
Okay. All in favor?
Did we get a second on that, Paul?
Khalil said it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Old man ears.
So, no, it was my microphone. I didn't have it in the correct position. I didn't
Oh
follow
my,
directions.
oh my. All right, so that's approved. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you so much.
Paul Schmidt, Old Cloverdale, 704 Felder Avenue. Anytime.
Okay, he's still going through. I'd like to add a fence to where I took down a fence to add the carport and the shed. And I've gotten done with that part of the project, and I'm ready to add a metal fence and a gate on the driveway. So the driveway is to the left of this picture. You can go ahead and go to the next one. Here's the side where the old driveway used to be, and we did add a tree here. Okay, so here's the sketch. You can see the section that's in blue there is the only place that there's not a fence right now, and I want to add a metal fence in that area. And the gate will hinge so it goes into the area, to the driveway. The gate is 21 feet off of the street. Okay, you can go to the next one. Here's what the fence will be similar to. We'll have some type of decorative top on it that will match the stained glass windows that we have with the shapes on it. And then if you go down a little bit more, you can kind of see in the red area where the fence will be. Okay.
Is there anyone from the audience? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were through.
Oh, there's a couple more pictures,
Okay.
but that's okay. Any questions?
The new backyard stuff looks
Oh,
pretty
okay.
good.
It does look good.
More of a comment.
Rob Hesse, Old Cloverdale Association. We talked about this at our last meeting. No one opposes the fence. The only question was, he has the fence at 5 to 6 feet high, which is fine. But a couple people questioned the height of the gate and the regulated height of the gate. And we would just defer to the board on that.
Is the gate not the same height as the fence?
Well, some people thought that the gate height was only allowed to 4 feet tall, but no one knew the answer.
Are you
So-
referring to zoning?
No, on the sheet that he has labeled as the site plan in the blue, So if you go back to sheet 28 of 44 on the agenda, it states that the fence height will be 72 feet. Fence length is 72 feet, height is 5 foot to 6 foot, and then the new black metal gate is 13 feet. But I'm assuming that 13 feet
It's
is the
it's
width,
a width.
and not
Yes.
the height.
Yes.
The
So
height,
think
I was gonna
that's
go
the-
5 to 6, but if there's a regulation.
Well, we
there-
just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to violate some code. Like,
I appreciate
we're not
that.
opposed to anything he's done. He's really improved that house a
Well,
lot.
you're not gonna put in a 6-foot fence and a 13, 14-foot gate, are you, Mr.
I
Schmidt?
don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
that'd look good.
And
I
I don't-
think that would look a little odd, to be honest.
And I don't know that a 4-foot fence would even look right with a 5 or 6
Yeah,
foot,
I'm
or I
not
mean, a
aware
4-foot
of
gate.
a height limitation for gates. Are you?
There's a height limitation for fences in the front yard. If they're solid, they can't be over 3 feet, but this is see-through, so it does not have a height limitation as far as zoning is concerned. And there would not be a specific requirement to the gate. It would be to any fencing material in the front yard.
So if it matches the 5 to 6 foot
He is
height,
fine.
it's okay by code?
As long as you can see through it.
Then in that case, the Old Cloverdale Association supports the changes.
Thank you.
What are you going to do with the fence and the shrubbery on the other side of the gate?
The fence to the left of it,
The existing fence.
The existing
facing-
fence?
I'm just going to leave it the way it is.
Okay. How tall is that?
It is 6 foot.
Okay. Are you going to put bushes in front of your new fence?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Yeah.
We don't have many tall fences on the front facade
Yeah.
of houses on this street, which is kind of, in the original design was meant to look like the country with things, picturesque and winding back and forth. I think the fence is a little high, but if the other one is what we approved before and the bushes in front of it, I don't notice it because of the bushes.
And it's
So-
20 feet off the street.
and it's 20 feet off the street. That makes a difference too.
Yeah.
So that being the case, with trepidation, I think I'd go along with it. But it really needs the bushes in front of it in order to
Oh,
work.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Any other comments from the board? May I have a motion?
I move to approve as submitted as long as the gate is 13 feet wide and not tall.
And the bushes are in front of the fence.
And the bushes are in front.
All right.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor? All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Billy Guyette, Cottage Hill, 510 Clayton Street. You haven't been here in a long time. So you've been behaving, huh?
Yeah, last time I was here, I did something after the fact and I messed up.
We live and learn, Billy.
I get really nervous under high ceilings, and I just said, I haven't had it diagnosed or anything. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
So I live right next door to this house. If you're looking at the street, from the street, I live at 510 Clayton Street.
Okay.
And this house has been vacant since we moved into our current residence.
It's been vacant since I moved to Montgomery in 1978.
Yes. And I purchased the home January 1st. No, it was December 31st of 2022.
Okay.
So we've already done some work on the inside to make sure the structure doesn't fall down. I think it's been on the city's condemn list for a few years. There was a notice on it when I bought it. So I don't want to see it torn down. Anyway, the reason I'm here is for the roof replacement. It's got a wood shake roof on it right now.
A collapsing wood shake roof, I see.
Yeah, it's, I think the existing roof is 25 years old. I would like to put a Victorian shingle roof on it. And the reason that I don't want to go back with wood shake is we have 4 kids. This is the biggest reason. Wood shingles are very flammable, even if you treat it. And my 2 daughters share a room less than 10 feet away from the roof line on the right side. I just don't want to put wood up there. And I don't want to put a standard asphalt shingle just because it is a really old house. It's cool. And we're in the roofing business. We have a family roofing company, and I would like to do something that kind of makes a statement on the house. So I'm asking you guys if we can put it's a Victorian shingle, 24 gauge, and it's stamped. So that's not the sample. That is a sample, but it looks more like this. This is the actual shingle. It's a little different.
It's going to look pretty much the same once you get it up there because those things
Yeah.
on both sides end up making points.
And I mean, it'll last 70, 80 years. There's a roof on Martha Street that has the same shingle, and I think it's the original roof. And I'd like to own the house for a long time and maybe pass it down to my kids, and I just never want to touch the roof again. But I also want it to look really good.
All right, everybody on the board who doesn't want to touch their roof again, raise their hand, yes.
Or windows.
Or, well,
I think given the house,
I
it's
accept
look
the
good.
fact on the windows.
I know it sounds good, but you can sleep real well with a good, nice.
Is there
little-
anybody from the Cottage Hill Foundation to speak to this project?
I have no comment from them.
Okay. Anyone else from the audience? Comments from the board? I don't think you've got a problem with this. May I have an
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's admirable to take on this project, so.
It's a beautiful house. It's
It
one of
is.
the prettiest
It's got a
houses
lot
in
of good
Cottage
memories.
Hill. Yep.
We're gonna fix it up right, and I'll be in here more with the exterior.
Well, it's got this
Just
shingle
looking at it,
has
Billy, I thought, yeah, he'll be back.
this shingle has a great scale for this house. It's going
Thank
to
you.
look really good on it.
Thank you.
Does look
Yeah.
good.
Motion?
I move to approve as submitted.
Second?
All in favor?
Thanks, y'all. I was very nervous about this. Thank you. Thank you.
See how easy it goes?
Billy?
Billy.
Here you go.
Okay. April Hampton? Cottage Hill, 477 Gulfway Street.
Have a chills today.
We have,
Hello. Hi.
I thought you had lost your mind when you took on this project, but you have persevered.
Yeah, we're still there.
Looking good.
It is looking good.
Thank you. We have gone through different approvals for different fences, and we finally settled on the fact that we need a privacy fence. So that's what I'm here for. And also a garage / carport. The most pressing thing right now with me about to have a baby is the fence. So, and we're homeschooling now, so you can see the drawings there. A few years ago, you guys did approve the garage as a 2-story full garage, but I want to amend that. So to basically having a 2-story shed and an adjoining garage with the balcony that matches our current balcony.
Matches the balcony on the house.
On the side of that, so if you see the side of the house, we have a small balcony off of our master, right there. So we would mimic those lines,
Okay.
and at some point, maybe have a hot tub.
Any comments from the audience?
Sir?
Yes?
You can go. You have to go to the microphone.
Yep, go front.
So we haven't met the Hampton. I don't think we've met.
Okay.
But we're also a large family in Cottage Hill, and we've watched you guys renovate this house, and They've been excellent stewards of it. I know that's more of an emotional thing, but I like seeing other large families in the neighborhood, and I think you guys need privacy. I think that's good, especially homeschooling.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother us at all that you guys want a little more privacy. So,
Thank you.
and they've been excellent stewards, so we appreciate that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, it's come along so well. I know y'all put a lot into it, time, money, sweat, tears, blood, all that good stuff.
All of it, thefts, all
And
of it.
doing it right, and I love your drawings. You bring us drawings, I'm like, okay, I can understand what she wants to do. Okay.
Sure.
I'm a little bit hesitant on 4 feet on a front yard fence.
Okay, so it was approved before because on the front, it's gonna be see-through. It's gonna be the small Victorian
Oh, okay.
2-inch pickets. And I know the commentary from before was because the height of our house, we have 12-foot
That's true.
ceilings.
That's true.
That it was proportional.
All right, thank you for reminding me what I said before.
And I skipped over the picket word. I'm like, okay, now I understand.
Yeah, so what we're proposing is that the front to about 20 feet, because we are on that corner, would be 2-inch wood pickets, Victorian, the old Victorian style. And then the back, once you get to where the actual body of the house starts, is where we'll transition to privacy.
Excellent, excellent.
Sounds very nice.
I do enjoy neighbors being neighborly. That's a good thing to see.
It is a good thing to say.
Sometimes we don't see that. I am a little, I like the fence. I'm a little concerned about a flat garage with a, it looks like it's a flat
Yes, it's
roof
flat. It's just,
garage, and then you're putting and I'd love to sit up there. I'm not sure about the size and keeping with the space. It looks like really big doors besides.
well, it would be similar to the house on Felder Avenue where they did the flat carport. And you've seen that as wings on some of the older, bigger houses. So what we didn't want to do was have the house become really bulky. And so we felt like that, bringing it down lower on the side and just having it mimic the rails that are existing would be more light and in keeping with the style of adding a wing on to the house.
And then too, your rail needs to you're gonna have the rail match the.
Yes, it's gonna be the same.
And it's gotta be
It's gonna have to be taller.
Tall.
probably.
He's gonna match, the same guy who built the balconies, it's gonna build this, and we already have the flat sawn balusters in bulk in my attic.
Well, it more than that though, it needs to meet code, which may be 42 inches out there. Would that be 42 inches?
36 or 42?
It's gonna be 42.
It's gonna be 42
With the
because
height, you're gonna be at
I'm sorry?
we're talking about the height that, I guess the balcony on the garage needs to be,
It's gonna need to be higher than
than what's coming off of your
than what's coming
bedroom.
off
It
your
might-
bedroom.
It sounds like the garage height needs to be 42, whereas the balcony off of your bedroom, 36 is the minimum. We're thinking 42 inches may be the minimum for the garage, and we certainly don't want you to build a nice-looking garage and whatnot, and then all of a sudden somebody come out there and drop a tape measure and like, oh, you're half a foot short.
So you're saying that those rails should be taller than,
You
No,
need to.
we're saying you need to
this
get
is not
that
really
checked
our
by
job.
code.
This is not really our
Yeah.
job.
No,
This
but
is, when you go to get a building permit, they're
Sure.
gonna tell you that.
yeah, and I always ask them to come out and tell me what the actual code is
All right,
on it.
all right. May I have a motion on this project?
Move to approve as submitted.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Till next time.
The height has to be 36 for residential and 42 for commercial.
All right, Paula mailed us the minutes to the last meeting in our packets. Does anyone have any additions or corrections?
Yeah.
If not, they stand approved as mailed. Thank you, Paula.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I need to do?
No, ma'am, unless y'all want to let Sean introduce himself since we have time.
Sean, do tell us something about yourself.
Sure. Okay. Sound good?
Yes, you sound good.
All right. Yeah, I'm Sean Rose. I'm from Augusta, Georgia originally. Got a bachelor's degree in history from Augusta University, and then went to Colorado and did a master's degree in public history. And really happy to be here. This is an exciting opportunity, so glad to see the first meeting and look forward to working with people moving forward.
Excellent. Excellent. If there's no further business, we can all go home. Thank you.